morning, everybody. This is Stefan, and today we are under a tornado watch. It is raining outside, and I'm right beside a window, so you will hear the wind and the rain and all that good stuff. You will also hear Miss Sanaya in the background playing. She is 11 months old, and one thing you can't tell an 11-month-old is to hush, so you will hear her. But today we are going to be budgeting for this person's check. They get paid every 2 weeks. The past 2 weeks, they worked 80 hours for $14 an hour, and their estimated take home is $976.23. Whenever you're writing out a budget, you always want to have a plan for your money. Plan where it's going to go before it comes. Even if it's estimated, always plan for your money. She said that this is the lowest amount that she would make for making the 80 hours. So this could potentially be more. She works in North Carolina. So if you're not in North Carolina and you make $14 an hour and you say, oh, my check is more than that, my check is less than that, we're in North Carolina, everybody has different tax exemptions, this is what her estimated take home is going to be. So this is what we're going to budget for. Her car insurance needs to get paid. This is going to be the first check of 2025. Okay. Out of this check, she wants to pay or needs to pay her car insurance, her credit card payment. That's just a credit card payment. She hasn't got into paying down debt yet. You got to crawl before you walk, and that's perfectly fine here on my channel. We're just going to get her caught up on her bills, and then we're going to attack her debt. But first, we got to get caught up, and we got to save that emergency fund. Always remember, you want to save that emergency fund just for the rainy days. It's a rainy day today. Credit card payment is $35. Her rent is $600. She pays half of the rent. She has a roommate. That's why it's so cheap. Well, I guess depending on how much you pay, that's why it's cheaper. Food, we want to estimate $100. Single female, no kids. That's doable. Gas, $60 for 2 weeks. She wants a budget to get her hair done if there's any money left. She has a birthday coming up. We're going to try to fit that in. But honestly, this budget's going to be tight. Like, whenever you're on a budget and you're getting started on this journey, you have to pick and choose. Like, am I going to have somewhere to stay? Or am I going to get my hair done? You got to make a choice. She has to pay for her medicine in this 2 week check. So definitely going to budget for that. And then she pays half of her utilities, which is the lights, internet, and water. Like I said, she has a roommate, so she splits it. It's going to be $110. All right, let's get into it. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you are new to my channel. While we have this break before we get into it, if you would like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like for me to run some of your numbers and give you like a little budget and record it for you, I don't mind to do that. Just send me a message, DM, on Instagram. That'd be great. It'll be tagged below. All right, let's get into it. So our estimated take home is $976.23. We're going to split up these costs in fixed monthly bills and variable. I'm working on a planner right now that explains these things, but for beginners, fixed is something that always stays the same. Variable is what's going to change from time to time. So her car insurance is going to be considered a fixed expense. So I'm going to put car insurance $114. That's something that we have to fix or have to pay for. Credit card, it's going to change. The price will change depending on how much she has spent for the month. But for this paycheck, we're going to put it under fixed because that is the minimum due this month. Rent, fixed. She doesn't plan on leaving anytime soon. Food is variable because that will change. And this $100 is going to include her buying groceries and eating out. I have advised her, honey, it is cheaper to eat at the house, but at the same time, sometimes she works late, and so you got to go and get something out to eat. I understand that. We're going to leave off hair for now and wait till the bottom for our totals to see if we can add it. Medicine copay is going to be under variable because she says she gets a 3-month supply. And then the utilities, we're going to put that under fixed, and we're just going to label that as utilities. All right, our total for fixed. And again, I'm just writing this on regular paper right now. When you're starting off, I highly recommend just going to Walmart and getting you one of these one subject notebooks. Nothing fancy at all, just a one subject notebook. I am working on a planner that should come out the end of January, that if you all are interested in buying, I will have that available soon. That will have these already, the blocks already pre-printed, and you just fill them in. All right, her total, I don't have a calculator in front of me. Sorry, I will add this up by hand. So for her fixed expenses, 6, 7, nope, we're going backwards. That's 9, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 859. And then her variable expenses looks like it's going to be $185. Alrighty, so these are her totals. This is her take home. Then we'll just add these up. Yes, I do realize I could have just totaled them up together, but that's not how I want to do it this time. Maybe next time. Okay, so after our totals is done, it looks like we are going to be a little short. Let's see how much we're going to be short by. So 1044 minus her take home, her estimated take home. So she might not be short, but for this estimate, we're going to see how much she's going to be short by. All right, so 1044 minus 976.23. In her budget, we are missing. We are in the negative 6777. Okay. So for her to be able to afford all of these things in her budget this 2 weeks, she is going to have to come up with some more money. I mean, it's just as simple as that. We are not judging here. This is a judgment-free zone. But we're going to have to figure out where we're going to get this money from. So if you've ever had to borrow from Peter to pay Paul, this is what we're going to have to do. We have 2 options. So we can cut down on our food costs. You can do that by simply writing out a meal plan. Write out a meal plan, stick with it. You know, if you got to eat the same food for 2 weeks, do that. Buy some little Michelin dinners to get you by. Those are like $1.25. She's screaming. It's like $1.19 at the grocery store. Do that. Gas. I don't think she can cut back on her gas because she does have a full-time job. We're not going to cut back on the medicine because you need your medicine. We're not going to cut back on our fixed expenses, excuse me, because these are what needs to be paid. Okay, the $67.77. We can either cut back on food. That's not gonna give her all the $67, but that could cut it back. Bless you. That could cut this back by $20, $30. So let's say that she can't cut back on food because it is a 2-week thing. $67.77. Now we're going to look into side hustles. Honey, when it comes to a budget, you have to get into your side hustles. Like, side hustles are amazing. What are some side hustles? I have several examples of them, but for today, I know in the past she's Ubered before, so we can Uber. She's also done Instacart. Instacart's not my favorite. I feel like it takes a long time. Not a long time, but it takes a while to get your to do all the orders, depending on like the size of the batch that you do. You can do Instacart either way. They have VHO in our area. You can do Toro. There's so many different things. So I'll recommend her to do some side hustles. I would actually do a side hustle probably to get a minimum of $100 worth of side hustles. That way she can take into account her gas. But yeah, this paycheck for me is totally doable for her to be able to pay for all of her bills as due for the first check in 2025 with some side hustles. Don't be afraid to get into your side hustle. Don't be afraid if you have a negative, if you don't have enough coming in. Don't be afraid of that negative. When we first started, excuse me, stop, thank you. Don't be afraid of getting into these side hustles. When we first started, we had to do side hustles. Now I do side hustles just second nature. So yes, I would recommend some side hustles for her. She'll get into the side hustle, definitely make up her money. She'll have enough food for gas, food, and her medicine, and her bills will be paid. She's ready to start this year off right. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you have any questions or want to see something specific in the next video, or if you want me to run down some numbers for you, let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.